The anticipation for the rematch between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. has reached a fever pitch, with their rivalry igniting the boxing world. Their first encounter on March 1st at the Barclays Center in New York was a spectacle that defied expectations, ending in a controversial majority draw that left fans, fighters, and analysts buzzing. The stage is now set for their second clash on August 16th, and the tension between these two lightweight titans promises an explosive showdown. Both fighters, fueled by a deep-seated desire to prove their supremacy, have been vocal about their intentions, trading barbs and showcasing their confidence in a series of heated exchanges. This rematch is not just a fight for the WBA lightweight title, but a battle to settle a rivalry that traces back to their amateur days, steeped in mutual respect and animosity. Gervonta Davis, a 5-time, 3-division world champion, entered the first fight with an unblemished record of 30-0, with 28 knockouts, and was widely expected to dominate Roach. Known for his devastating power and aggressive style, Davis has a reputation for ending fights with highlight reel knockouts, as evidenced by his record-breaking performance against Rolando Romero in May 2022 at the same Barclays Center. His confidence was palpable during their recent face-to-face meeting, where he exuded a calm yet menacing aura. "I'm going in there with the mentality to knock anybody out," Davis declared, emphasizing his intent to end the fight decisively. "I don't care who they are. But I'm always prepared to go 12 rounds, strategically, physically, mentally." His words reflect a fighter who thrives on the prospect of destruction, but is seasoned enough to respect the endurance required for a full-distance bout. Lamont Roach Jr., the WBA super featherweight champion, came into the first fight as a massive underdog, with few giving him a chance against the formidable Davis. Yet, Roach's performance was a revelation. Matching Davis's speed, power, and durability, he proved he belonged on the big stage. His agility and sharpness allowed him to counter Davis effectively, catching him off guard in moments that shifted the momentum of the fight. "I've studied Davis's fighting style, and I know exactly how to take him down," Roach stated confidently before the rematch. "I'm faster, stronger, and ready." His determination to prove that his performance in the first fight was no fluke has only intensified, and he's eager to show that he can outmaneuver and outbox the power-punching Davis. The first fight was a back-and-forth affair that kept fans on the edge of their seats. One of the most debated moments came in the 9th round when Davis dropped to a knee and retreated to his corner, citing grease from his hair dripping into his eyes. Referee Steve Willis began a 10-count but controversially did not rule it a knockdown, a decision that sparked outrage among fans and fighters alike. David Benavidez, the WBC light heavyweight champion, was vocal about the oversight, stating on the Pound for Pound podcast with Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo, they should have counted it as a knockdown. If they had, it would have gone to Lamont Roach. Benavidez criticized Davis for giving Roach too much respect and suggested that his talk of retirement and lack of hunger may have impacted his performance. "That wasn't the same Gervonta Davis we're used to seeing," he added, pointing to Roach's ability to capitalize on Davis's uncharacteristic approach. Shakur Stevenson, another prominent figure in the lightweight division, echoed Benavidez's sentiments. Having competed against both fighters in their amateur days, Stevenson placed a bet on the fight going the distance, confident in Roach's abilities. "I felt like Lamont was catching him when he was unexpected," Stevenson told Cigar Talk. "Tank didn't realize how good Lamont was. He was sleeping on him." Stevenson noted a moment in the fight where Roach wobbled Davis with a counterpunch, underscoring Roach's ability to surprise his opponent. "When Tank tried to fight, Lamont was on point," he said, suggesting that Davis's aggressive approach played into Roach's hands. Stevenson's analysis highlights the tactical battle that unfolded, with Roach's speed and Alfred Hitchcock and precision countering Davis's power. Devon Haney, a former undisputed lightweight champion and a longtime rival of Davis, also weighed in on the controversial fight. Having known Roach since their amateur days, Haney was not entirely surprised by his performance. "I always knew Lamont wasn't coming to lay down," Haney told the Ring. "I thought he won the fight personally." He called the no-knockdown ruling unheard of, emphasizing the unprecedented nature of the referee's decision. Haney's perspective adds fuel to the narrative that Roach was robbed of a victory, a sentiment shared by many in the boxing community. The controversy has only heightened the stakes for the rematch, with Roach submitting a formal request to overturn the result of the first fight, though no changes were made. The rivalry between Davis and Roach is deeply personal, rooted in their shared history as amateurs. Both fighters have spoken about their encounters in the amateur ranks, where they competed in the same age groups and weight classes. Davis recalled, We came up in amateurs together, so I knew Lamont was serious." Roach, meanwhile, acknowledged their shared past but emphasized the evolution of their skills. "It's a big difference fighting each other in the amateurs and fighting now," he said. "We've both gotten better and do different things in the ring." This history adds a layer of intrigue to their rematch, as both fighters are familiar with each other's tendencies but must contend with how each has grown as a professional. Davis's confidence in his power remains unshaken. "You think you can outsmart me? You think you can outbox me?" he snarled during their face-to-face meeting. "I'm the one with the power, and I'm going to show you what that means in the ring." His aggressive demeanor and penchant for knockouts make him a fan favorite, particularly in New York, where he won his first world title. "The people's energy here is amazing," Davis said, reflecting on his connection to the city. "I have more followers from New York than almost anywhere." His prediction of a ninth-round knockout in the rematch underscores his intent to reclaim his dominance and erase the memory of the draw. Roach, undeterred by Davis's bravado, responded with equal confidence. "I've been here before, and I've come out on top," he said, smirking. "I'm not intimidated by you. I'm ready for you, fool." Roach's performance in the first fight earned him newfound respect, and he's determined to build on that momentum. "I shouldn't be here if I didn't believe I'm going to win," he stated. "I've hurt everybody I've been in the ring with, and this won't be any different." His resilience is evident in his career trajectory, having worked his way to the #1 contender spot, suffered a loss, and bounced back to become a champion. His victory over Hector Luis Garcia, a common opponent he defeated more decisively than Davis, bolsters his confidence heading into the rematch. The atmosphere surrounding the rematch is electric, with fans and analysts divided on the outcome. Keshin Davis, the WBO lightweight champion, called it a 50-50 fight, acknowledging Roach's skill while questioning whether Tank's hunger for the sport has waned. "Roach is a hell of a fighter. He proved that, so he needs to get that credit," Keshin said, pushing back against narratives that focus solely on Davis's performance. The debate over whether Davis underestimated Roach in the first fight or whether Roach simply outperformed expectations continues to dominate discussions. Many believe Roach's game plan, which relied on speed and counters, exposed vulnerabilities in Davis's approach, while others argue that Davis's decision to take a knee was a tactical move to avoid a potential knockout. The Barclays Center, where the rematch will take place, holds special significance for Davis. His record-breaking knockout of Romero there in 2022 cemented his status as a box office draw, and he's eager to replicate that magic. "I'm excited to come back and do what I do," Davis said. "Put on a great performance come August 16th. For Roach, the venue represents an opportunity to cement his legacy. "This is a hell of an opportunity, and we're going to conquer it," he declared, emphasizing his belief in his ability to upset the odds once again. As fight night approaches, both fighters are preparing for a war. Davis's training camp has been intense, with a focus on sharpening his already formidable skills. "I trained hard for this camp," he said, hinting at the fireworks fans can expect. Roach, meanwhile, has been honing his speed and explosiveness, determined to outmaneuver Davis and prove his doubters wrong. The mutual respect between the two is evident, with Davis acknowledging Roach as a tough opponent, and Roach praising Davis's power while expressing confidence in his own abilities. "He's got power, but I'm going to show the world what I'm capable of," Roach said. The boxing world is abuzz with predictions and debates. Some, like Stevenson and Haney, believe Roach has the edge due to his performance in the first fight, while others argue that Davis's experience and knockout power will prevail. The controversy over the no-knockdown ruling has only added to the anticipation, with fans eager to see whether Roach can replicate his success or if Davis will fulfill his promise of a ninth-round knockout. The rematch is shaping up to be a clash of styles, Davis's raw power against Roach's speed and precision, and a test of heart, strategy, and will. As the fighters parted ways after their heated face-to-face, the air was thick with anticipation. Their rivalry, reignited from their amateur days, promises a fight for the ages. For Davis, it's a chance to reassert his dominance and silence his critics. For Roach, it's an opportunity to prove he's the superior fighter and cement his place among boxing's elite. With the boxing world watching, August 16th at the Barclays Center will be a night of fireworks, where only one man can emerge victorious.